Hey, it's the old man here, and we got the lady friend. No lettuce today. I gotta plan things better, I guess. But I got the good furniture out. I got fresh straw for the girl. Story time. Didn't get a whole lot of comments about my DOT stories, so I thought I'd do some more. Yeah, it was a good job. For a young guy, girls too. It was a fun job, very adventurous. Yeah, you didn't know what was going to happen, so I'll tell you about an ice storm, snowstorm. Down in Sumner, there's a bridge, 167. It's two lanes going the same way, like freeway setting, but it was a corner, so there was a ramp, a slide a little, or an angle. So when you went around the corner, and you weren't, it kept everybody in line, I guess. So we get a call. It's all iced up. Head down there. So two of us went down there, two different dump trucks, 5-yard trucks, I think. I'm not sure, but we both had a load of sand. And I'm following Don, this guy in front of me, and we come up to the bridge, and he says, and it's a sheet of ice. It had rained and then froze, and then there was a little bit of snow on top, so I mean, it was slick. And he says, well, I'll go first and throw sand out, and then you can follow through behind me. So Don goes out across the bridge. He's not going very fast, but how am I going to show this? Anyway, he's going across the bridge, and the butt end starts sliding sideways towards the downside of that bridge, and it broke loose, and I thought this was it. That truck slid ass end down and hit that cement curb with a bang, and I thought it was, I didn't know what was going to happen. Here's this truck going along, breaks loose, slides ass end down and hits that bridge, and Don gets out, and he's freaking out, of course. And as I'm waiting at the end of the bridge, the state patrol pulls up, and he parks on the top side of that bridge, and he gets out and he's barking orders and steps out and slides, lost his balance and slid all the way down that bridge right to where Don was standing. And Don goes, so what were you saying? And offered him a hand and lifted him up, got him up. And he didn't have much to say after that. He just kind of like, well, you guys got to do what you got to do. So Don's stuck. He tries to put it in gear. It won't go. It's stuck spinning. So, okay, what am I going to do? Well, I backed up a little ways, so I had kind of a run at it so I could hit that bridge with a little bit of speed. But I opened the tailgate up instead of using the sander and laid about 3 or 4 inches of sand the full length of that bridge. I was sweating it. I thought, he's already dumped it, and I was in the old trucks that threw the sand out the back, so it wouldn't help my tires at all. The newer trucks, I could tell you about the Frink trucks, how they worked, and they were a lot better. The sand went out right behind the driver's seat, so your wheels were sanded good. So I get a head of steam, I go across there, I raise the bed and open the tailgate, and like I say, I laid 3 or 4 inches of sand the full length of that bridge. I dumped my whole load on the top of that bridge. And so by now we got flares out and the state patrol's there, and I turned around and came back over the top of it in the sand, and it was okay. So then we started letting cars through one at a time until there was enough sand, so that was safe. And then I don't know if we took a shovel and just threw it out the rest of the way or what, but we got that whole bridge sanded. And the theory is if you put the sand at the top, it's going to sift down. And within an hour, we had it taken care of. But yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to put a picture up of the truck I drove when I worked Chinook Pass. It's called an FWD, but it wasn't 4-wheel drive. It had something to do with food, food something, which really surprised me. I mean, this truck was four-wheel drive. In fact, it was the tallest truck on Chinook Pass. It was taller than the logging trucks for sure, by maybe 1.5 feet. Industrial machine. Yeah, with a 4-foot blade on it. I'll tell you some more what I did with that 4-foot blade too. But I'm going to kind of make these a little bit shorter. It takes hours to download. No, yeah, you upload it and then download it, right? You upload it to my laptop, then you download it to YouTube. So what are we looking at here? We're only 5 minutes into it. I was kind of thinking I'd drop them off about 10. I'm guilty. I see a YouTube video that's half-hour long. I may not take the time to watch it. That's right. I know. She's all right. Yeah, she's happy out here, aren't you? Yeah. Well, behind me, I've dubbed the chicken house Rat City. Yeah, got rats big time. I've been trying to trap them for 2 months now. Norwegian wharf rats, very skeptical, very suspicious. Yeah, there's a couple stations on YouTube. I'll see if I can download them. There's this one guy in Eastern Oregon that lives on a farm, chicken ranch, I guess, so he has plenty of rats, so he sets up traps from all over the world and from 100 years ago. He buys them on eBay that are vintage rat traps and mouse traps and catches them, and he's got plenty of them. And he even went as far as to take the dead rats and put them up and see what kind of animals come after it. Skunks, they didn't seem to care, but a possum sat there and ate a rat, and then sat there and licked his fingers. Finger licking good. So what I've been doing, right now behind me there's 3 wooden traps set, and I put them in a wooden box tube kind of a thing because they're drawn to undercover, I guess. And I got one last night, and the trick was, I've tried peanut butter, I've tried chocolate syrup, I've tried pepperoni, I've tried chicken, on and on, and they didn't even look at it, but they're finally eating peanut butter. So I put peanut butter on the trap, on the trigger, and they lick it clean. Talk about dangerous, but they do it. So I'm watching the internet, and this guy says, take that trigger and wrap it with cotton string and tie it on there, and then put your peanut butter on there, and then as they're licking, they'll come to a point where they can pull on it, because with steel, or a brass, whatever they are, there's nothing to bite onto, so you put a little something on there that they can get a hold of, and I got one last night. Big guy. Body was this big, and like I say, with the tail, we're talking a big rat. So, and I moved the food. The food used to be, we just throw it out right behind us, right next to this building, and that's where they're living. So we started feeding them at the other end of the pond, or the pen here, and then that way, at least they have to run uncovered all the way there and back, and who knows, Lady will kill them if she catches them, won't you? She'll take care of them. Yeah. So that's kind of what's been going on. Yeah. It's frustrating. I mean, I could say I've watched 50 videos easy about rat traps and how to do it, and I finally found a station, Project Loving. I'm not sure. I'll try and download that one too. I call it the garbage can rat trap station, because it's like from some third world country, and they're basically making rat traps out of garbage. I mean, a 5-gallon bucket, rubber bands and cardboard, hot nail to punch a hole in the can. I mean, it's pretty basic, but they work. And so behind me right now, I have one that's a 5-gallon bucket. I cut a cardboard circle, I put a rod through it so it'll teeter this way, and then a rubber bands on each side so that once it goes down, it'll come back up and look level. And I'm hoping that'll do it to catch a couple of them anyway, because I've been laying out peanut butter on a piece of cardboard just as pre-baiting, they call it. And I actually have a camera set up in there so I can sit in the house and watch it on my cell phone. And I watched them last night come out, their beady little eyes and infrared light and all that stuff, so they don't know why they're being watched. But yeah, they've come out a couple nights now and eaten off that cardboard, so I'm hoping that in the center of that cardboard dish, if I put some peanut butter, they're going to try and step out there, and when they do, down they go. I don't know if I didn't fill it with water. I could have. Maybe some peanut oil. They said that to catch mice, you can put them in a big chrome dish, whatever, a stainless steel bowl, and put some peanut oil in there, and they're attracted to that smell. When they get in there, it gets on their feet, they can't climb out, so they're stuck in the bottom of that pan. But the rats are too big. They could jump out of that, I think. But maybe if I put some peanut oil in there, they'd get to running around, their feet would be slick, and they couldn't jump out. But we'll see. Uh-oh, now we're up to 11 minutes. So with that, enjoy the weather. I do want to tell my stories about my cars and international trucks and Ramblers, and I can't find my picture. I got a stash of car pictures that I've looked for the last couple weeks and haven't found them yet, but I will. Yeah, corn binders, they're good machines. Had a dozen of them, I bet. I was always apt at backyard shopping, and like I say, see a rig sitting with grass growing up around it, stop in and ask, and a lot of times you get it. So, got plenty of them. And, you know, I know it's been a month since I did one, but it's just wintertime. It's just easier to watch reruns of Hawaii Five-0 where it's nice and sunny every day. I'd like to make it over there someday. We'll see. So, lady, you got anything you want to say? Huh? Honk, honk, honk. Tell me. What? I know. She's all right. Yeah, she does good. Don't you? Well, with that, I'm going on 13 minutes. You guys take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.